Hey there, YouTube. It's Kurt here. Today I'm going to show you that Blackwings, yes, Blackwings are actually a good deck, I think. MBT did some coverage of this. I think he missed some things about this deck because it does have insane extender potential. I think he missed the fact that Whirlwind is not a once per turn. Well, I mean, it's not a hard once per turn. You can bounce this back with Sephiroth, and if you draw multiples, you can have an insane extension. And this deck is actually reasonably consistent and actually reasonably good. And there's you want to play some outs going second as well. That's one thing I found. But it has insane potential. I don't know. I think his ratios were a little bit off. You can end on a lot more interruptions than I think what he was able to show you. So I think this deck is going to be overshadowed by the fact that Tier Lament is going to be a Tier 0 strategy. I mean, that's pretty much inevitable. But here, after sideboarding, we use Contact C. I'm going to show you the fact so that we can beat pretty much a Tier 0 deck if we really want to. All right, so it is kind of unfair because in his build, he essentially can't do anything with Contact C hitting the board, but this will show you some of the capabilities here. This will also go through kind of the standard combo here, too. Now, if you do get interrupted, that's the thing. If you get interrupted, you can still have plays, and you still end on potential 3 interruption boards. And again, it all depends. The worst thing that can get hit is Vata, but still you have Rusty plays even if you get into that. And a lot of times you do have access to full Armor Master. Not full Armor Master, the Assault Dragon. Assault Dragon, very good. Whirlwind's very good, too. So here we can actually Ash Meta Noise, which is really funny. But we're going to use Suthri. Suthri is a really good card. And all they can do is really send stuff to the graveyard, which is, it doesn't mean anything if they can't summon anything. So this doesn't really do anything, it's just fodder for everything else, but that's okay. So here we get double the extension, and we're actually going to get 3 summons off of Whirlwind because we were able to open a couple. We're going to Steam the Cloak. Steam the Cloak basically lets us extend into Rusty a lot more easily. That's why we're playing Lethal Rebo. That'll get us into Brigandine. Whirlwind's going to get us another summon after we go into Borlo Savage Dragon. So now we're protected from Nibiru. Harmattan will do a level modulation. And this will help us OTK. We're going to the Time Thief Redoer. That's pretty much the standard combo. That's pretty good, and that's a lot more interruptions than were showed to you. Now, you do actually have a Hot Red Dragon combo that's pretty easy to access, so you can actually play through Dark Ruler. This is going to show you exactly what that entails. Because you have Hot Red Dragon and you want to set Fogblade. Fogblade can be Chainlink 2, and then you can Chainlink 3 Hot Red. And a lot of times that'll work against Droplet too, unless they send a trap. They would have to send a trap and a monster in order for that to work. So again, this is the standard combo. If you're using Shamal's Graveyard effect, you want to do it Chainlink 1, so you can potentially use Whirlwind as Chainlink 2 to target it while it's banished. Again, I don't play this. This is just an extra extender in this match. But if you open up enough extension, you can still have insane plays as well. So Fire's going to do its thing. Now in this case, we're going to get back a level 2, so we have another level 8. That's the only reason I'm playing this combobulated, I think. So now we have Hot Red. We're able to extend it into Quantum Dragon. So on this board, if you open up enough extension, you can very easily end on this board. This is Nightmare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential interruptions. This would have to be the last one because it would have to, and you're protected from Dark Ruler, and potentially you're protected from Droplet as well. So, Kshatriya is going to be a very cringe-worthy deck. I'm going to hate this deck with all of my passion. But even this deck, in its extendability, it's not going to be able to extend through all the interruptions that we have. because we have Chinook. Chinook can represent a hand trap interruption. And funnily enough, Whirlwind can protect your own monsters from Assault Dragon's effect, which is pretty good. Yep, there, we're pretty much going to win no matter what. All right, deck profile. Here we have the great monsters. We have Samut, we have 3 Vata, main card, main extending starter card, main extender, yeah. Suthri. We have 3 Shamal because Whirlwind is ridiculous. 2 of these because you want to have 1 in deck. This is kind of a Garnet, but you can get rid of it and summon it back with sometimes with Allure and Moon if you have Whirlwind. Not too bad. You want to send this and extend with it with your combo. You want to search this a lot of times if you can. Same goes for this if you can, if you have access to it. Then you have these 2. You want to make sure 1 is in deck. Then we have 2 Crow, 2 Ash, these guys. We have 3 Whirlwind because it's insane. Black Feather Whirlwind, and then Black Whirlwind. different cards, almost the same name. 3 Allure, fixing consistency issues and not giving up the extra deck like Prosperity. 1 Upstart, 1 Instant Fusion for for Eyes Restrict, helping us from hand traps, and we can potentially extend into level 8s using it as material depending on what we use, and Dark Ruler no more. We don't really use that, but you've pretty much seen everything that we used in the combo and what the potential capabilities are. Nibiru, a lot of times we lose to Nibiru, but we can still extend through it if they mistime it, and we can end on Assault Dragon anyway. 3 Evenlet. I think this format's going to require sacks. Lockbird is a sack, Evenly Matched is a sack, and Contact C is potentially a sack. Fill this in with whatever you want. I think this deck is very capable, very underrated, and this is the build that could potentially give it the legs that it needs. Thank you guys. Have a great one.